Attribution is a big concept if you think about our ability to move away from demos. So what we want to do is move away from demos and move into audiences. Our ability with rich data is to actually now begin to really finely define audiences through attribution modeling. And I think that attribution modeling itself is, I would say it's there. Are marketers using it enough?
So what does it look like, and does attribution modeling really mean that people are going to buy stuff or engage, or what's needed, or how does it work, or where does it have to go?
Well, I think attribution modeling certainly means that people are going to buy stuff, because when we begin to really get very close to a consumer and begin to know their thought processes and the things that they want, we're going to be able to serve the consumer better. I mean, that's really the big push for us right now, is how are we actually going to be not seen as a distraction or an interruption to their lives, but rather something that helps propel their lives. So I look at the way we are using attribution modeling to identify audiences that are appropriate for brand specific, to actually immerse them and give them and create for them new immersive experiences. These immersive experiences will feel very much like their own lives, as opposed to an interruption. Advertising's been an interruption, Andy, for a very long time.
So what does that mean? What would that look like, this new kind of advertising? And are the creatives doing it? Are you guys doing it? Are the brands doing it? What is this new
All right,
thing?
That's a good question. It's a good provocation. Are the creatives doing it? Are the brands doing it? Is the media doing it? Who's doing it? And what does this new world look like? I think it looks like what we expected the consumer journey to be 20 years ago, where we would identify the billboard and then the print magazine or the print newspaper on the commuter's ride home, and then the ad that would hit him in prime time, and the ad that would hit him at late night, and then the ad that would hit him in morning news, and then the ad that would hit him on the commute on radio, and the way that consumer journey, it's changed. The platforms have changed. Our ability to merely interrupt them along the way or even intersect them has changed. Media is an invitation now. We as marketers are going to have to understand that consumers are inviting us in. So how do you get invited in? We get invited in with great content. We get invited in with thinking through their journey for them and providing them value. So it isn't just about intersecting a consumer anymore. It's about providing value and being invited in. That's the Holy Grail. So I'm a firm believer, we really at SMG, but me in particular, I'm a firm believer in addressable advertising. Not only is it coming, it is here. We can target, we can go and talk to a household, an individual in a household. That in video is a phenomenal opportunity for us. As that business begins to grow, as addressable in general begins to grow, I believe we're going to see greater and greater opportunities for brands to reinvent their marketing strategies. And that's what's going to be the share shift opportunity as well. We're going to see brands changing how they choose to invest their money. Addressable, and I mean, let's be very clear, there's going to be some issues that are going to surface with this high-level form of addressable advertising, but addressable itself has to be the home run.
We're in this competitive world, there's a lot of things in review, there's a lot going on. What is the successful model of the media agency in your mind?
So it's a great question. What's the successful model of an agency, a media agency in particular? I believe that media has to become as creative, and I think we've seen that. And I look at this festival in general and I say, there's a reason why everyone comes here to celebrate creativity. And it's not just creative agencies. It is, in fact, media agencies, it's out-of-home agencies, everyone gets to celebrate mass creativity. And in the past, I've been coming for 12 or 13 years now, in the past decade, I've seen this noticeable shift to where creativity is actually housed. It's housed everywhere. And that's huge for what the media business is doing today. It isn't just about creativity, though, and content. It's going to be about technology and media fundamentals. 30% of an advertiser's budget is now spent in digital, let's just say, on average. That's up from basically nothing in 1995. There in 20 years, so we've gone to 30%. That means that there's going to be a huge shift over time for that 70%. And as we become more accountable, as we become more digital, as we become more in media more accessible, content's going to change, and creativity is going to change.